Hi, I'm Nancy Clark.
And I'm Anne-Marie Wallace-Phillips.
We're the Hospice and Bereavement Coordinators with VO in Oxford, and this is Morning Chats with Anne-Marie and Nancy. Cheers.
Cheers.
So today we have a really interesting topic to discuss with you, and it surrounds the concept of toxic positivity. And so we're going to give a shout out to whatsyourgrief.com. They recently published a really interesting article entitled Toxic Positivity in Grief. And we're going to go ahead and link that article in the video description below so you can check it out.
Yeah.
So toxic positivity, it is a buzzword as of late. It's all over social media, other media sources as well. But what does it actually mean? So while there is no singular definition for toxic positivity, you won't find it in the dictionary anywhere.
Yep.
There is a pretty well agreed upon gist, and that is that toxic positivity is promoting the ideal or goal that no matter the circumstances, one should always and only maintain a positive, happy, or optimistic mindset.
As a griever, we are sure that you know what we're talking about. No matter your loss and its devastating grief aftermath, you've probably heard plenty of people encouraging you to just stay positive, focus on gratitude, look on the bright side, etc., etc., etc. Or you've probably heard the dreaded, at least it could have been worse. At least it was a parent and not your spouse. It could have been worse. Imagine if you lost a child.
Toxic positivity has really gained a lot of steam in the world of social media over these past few years. Kind of that concept of good vibes only, or that mindset of what you believe is what you'll manifest. There's different memes, different images with this general concept and flow. They really promote the idea that A, negative feelings are bad, even in an unbearably negative situation, like the death of someone you love.
Mm-hmm.
Or B, to acknowledge these sad, bad, or negative feelings is to be a negative person.
To be clear, positivity is not a bad thing, and positivity in grief can actually be very helpful and affirming of the good things that are still in your life, even after the death of someone you love. However, there is a dark side of positivity, and it is here that we find toxic positivity.
Absolutely. So there are actually some different aspects of toxic positivity that make it harmful rather than helpful that we're going to mention here. And the first aspect is shame. So toxic positivity encourages us to keep silent about our struggles and about our feelings. And shame cripples the human spirit. And it's one of those most uncomfortable feelings that we can have as human beings. And it just does such harm to our self-esteem and to us internally.
Yeah. It also suppresses our emotions. So toxic positivity allows us to hide or deny our feelings, which in turn creates higher stress levels in the body and or increases difficulties avoiding distressing thoughts or feelings. And as we do know, stress in our body, when we carry a lot of stress in our body, can correlate into physical, emotional, and other symptoms in our bodies that we deal with. Suppressing our emotions also creates a fake face or a public persona to the world. This causes us to deny our truth and the real truth that life really does hurt. We need to honor all of our feelings, embrace all of ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and accept ourselves just as we are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it also really it encourages isolation and other relational problems. So toxic positivity can cause us to lose connection, not only with our authentic self, like you were mentioning, Anne-Marie, and that mask you need to wear in public, but also our relationships with others. So if you are not honest with yourself, You cannot hold space for someone else.
Yeah.
And curating a fake emotional world will only attract more fakeness.
Yeah. So, the bottom line, toxic positivity encourages us to ignore or deny things that are hard, painful, overwhelming, difficult, confusing, etc. What's Your Grief explains it with this incredible analogy, which I'm going to read. Ignore the storm, focus on the rainbow. And even if you don't see a rainbow, pretend you do. If you pretend long enough and hard enough, a rainbow will finally appear. And if it doesn't, it must be because you weren't trying enough.
So that perfect definition of toxic positivity, really, it does showcase the other side. So whereas positivity in grief actually allows us to say, and I'm quoting again from What's Your Grief? My life has been shattered. It will now never be the life I wanted, expected, or hoped for. But that doesn't mean it will never be joyful, meaningful, or purposeful again. So positivity really allows us to say that sometimes we can feel hopeless and hopeful all at once. Sometimes we can feel total despair and still find small moments of gratitude.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can say, I have no idea how I am still surviving, but I'm grateful I opened my eyes this morning. I got out of bed and I'm going to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, kind of just to wrap things up, positivity does not ask us to deny the problem. And that's really, again, where the distinction between this toxic level and, kind of regular positivity lies, that line in the sand. You're not asked to deny any of the problems if you're embracing positivity. It's only when you kind of expect that rainbow to form that it becomes the toxic level.
Absolutely.
So for more information, visit voinoxford.ca, contact Anne-Marie or I by phone or email, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of our morning chat videos. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.